It's yours truly, Carcino. Now, where should the conversation begin? It's probably where it shouldn't even end, right? There is so much going on in the world today that people seem to forget or have no clue about what they did yesterday, what they ate, right? The whole shebang bang. But what have I told you about society? What did I tell you about how they were going to react when you see your world's most famous cowboy, Dak Prescott, in the grease? Every time there seems to be a contract signing, something mysterious happens to Dak. You haven't noticed that? Remember last time he was going up for his contract? What was going on? Right? Dak Prescott, all the noise. What was going on with Dak? You see how they get you? They get you every year. Now it's even bigger problems. Oh yeah. They don't want any of you to be privy to the situation that everything is changing in Dallas. None of them are playing fair. None of them are playing square. None of them's playing period. It's a mess. Jerry's got a case. Dak's got a case on his back. But nobody hears about Jerry's case. And even more, let's be even more frank about the situation. We are all complicit to not caring. So now when it is a contract season, there's a contract at stake here. Now there's a major flaw and a major problem with Dak Prescott. Why is there a problem with Dak Prescott, ladies and gentlemen? Dak Prescott, in case you guys don't know, is scheduled to make at least $60 million. That's what he wants. He's eligible for $60 million. 60. That's a big number. That ties the team up financially for a very long time. That screws them up. Now, why? Why? Why is it over? It's because you cannot make moves. Thanks, Outlaw. You cannot make moves as a team and not be in that predicament. How can you go after free agents when you tied all your money up into the quarterback? You see, that has been proven in the last 3-4 years that the quarterbacks that are in the Super Bowl, which is where you want to go, are not the high-paid quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes is the only one there. They're going to keep putting him there because that's their darling. So, yeah, they're going to give him a massive contract. But when he was first starting off, he didn't have that. Look at Jalen Hurts. He was in the Super Bowl. He didn't get the money yet. But now he signed a team-friendly deal to where his money is on the back end. See, Dak Prescott, they should have signed him and closed him at $30 million when it was available. The Cowboys was like, nah, let's let it play out because they didn't want to sign him anyway. But then he's winning 12 and 14 games a season. Now you're in trouble because he's got the numbers to dictate you pay him more. So they were forced to pay Dak a contract they didn't want to. And now you're stuck at a point where he can renegotiate now. Now it's like, it's $60 million. What do? Do you pay Dak that $60 million at 59.7, or do you let him walk? You just saw the Eagles have the best offseason in probably football history. And the Cowboys ain't made a move. Cowboys don't even have a running back right now. The Cowboys sat there and watched as the Eagles just got Devin White for a one-year deal for $7 million. They just sat there and watched all of their star players retire. They just lost Fletcher Cox. They just lost Kelsey. And they picked up even more. Oh, it's going to be hell to pay. They went and got Saquon Barkley. They have revamped their entire offense. And their defense. Now, on paper, the Eagles look like the team to beat. But for Cowboy fans, you saw what your problem was last year, and it don't even look like you're addressing it. And we're right back in a talk of, should we keep Dak when the fans is like, get rid of Dak? The fans want to see Trey Lance. They're like, look, let's let him go and put Trey Lance in there. That's what they wanted. But what are you going to do if you're the Cowboys? Situation's looking kind of bleak now, isn't it? They releasing Michael Gallup and another player. Vander Esch is going to retire. Because old Royd body, they juice head kept breaking down. Them bones kept breaking. So Vander Esch is in a state of retirement mode. Now, Dak Prescott case is elevated because now, first, Dak Prescott came out and was suing a woman who was trying to slander his name. Then we find out there's a whole nother woman. And this woman is sitting here in a lawsuit. Who in the hell said Cooper Rush? You turned into my buddy who believes in that crap. Well, the name of the game is different. The name of the game is, what is it you're willing to do? Now, if you're willing to do the right things, then yeah. No. No. I have no idea about any conspiracy to do anything except for absolutely. When you look at the whole situation and you start to see how people are villainizing athletes and they come after them with Dak Prescott supposed to be the squeaky clean guy. Well, Gallup and Van Der Esch is gone, so that's it. You have this extortion lawsuit against Dak. Where is that going to go? Where is that going to end up? He filed a suit accusing that woman of an extortion scheme and demand $100 million is to prevent the accuser from pressing false charges with the authorities. Now, this woman comes out and says in 2017, Dak Prescott had allegedly forced himself on her. And she's like, I see him everywhere. I was going to let this thing go because I didn't want everyone to say, oh, she's trying to ruin this man. And I didn't want everyone to be attacking me. But I see this guy everywhere I go. He's on television, he's in grocery stores, he's everywhere. So it's like I'm haunted by him. This woman has come out and made this process just incredibly insane. So now, because of that fact, this woman has come out of nowhere and just decided since 2017 that when he's in a contract negotiation, this is the time to come out and file this lawsuit, which looks like more of an extortion lawsuit. Dak, who just had a child with a lady, he said he never had any non-consensual, what they saying that the legal filings is right now. Let's get to that. Dak Prescott's lawyer said Dak has never engaged in any non-sexual, non-consensual sexual conduct, and as the legal case goes back and forth and it escalates, Dallas authorities has filed, a counterclaim, saying that it came to the attention of his lawyer in January that they want $100 million or forgo pursuing criminal charges. January 16th. Yeah, the letter claims back in 2017, Victoria Shores allegedly communicated with Dak Prescott on Snapchat when the two hung out with some friends. Shores was told to get in the back row of an SUV, claims Dak Prescott exposed himself to her. Shore's lawyers claim she verbally did not want to engage in any sexual intercourse with Dak Prescott and said that he assaulted Mrs. Shores by penetrating her against her consent. So they said, oh, well, it takes time for these victims to come out. But Shore's lawyers chose to make it public. Dallas police confirmed that they are now investigating an assault complaint filed against Prescott on Tuesday. Joel Zaire, the attorney for the accuser, talked about the case to the fans, right? And went to the radio station. He did not address why Shores did not pursue criminal charges at first, but when he was asked about it, they demanded $100 million in hush money. He said that was the price you can put on a R word and the trauma that comes from the humiliation of what comes from that. There is not a price tag you can really put on that. So to be honest, I don't think $100 million was out of the realm of possibility. Now we're willing to negotiate with Mr. Prescott's lawyer and his team. Prescott is a father to a new baby girl, right? And he's got this case. And he has empathy for survivors of these assaults. He believes that all perpetrators of such crimes should be punished to the full extent of the law. To be clear, Mr. Prescott has never engaged in any non-consensual sexual conduct with anyone. Lies hurt, especially malicious lies. So that's where they at now. Now, Dak was the squeaky clean guy. He was Mr. Squeaky. So if your squeaky clean guy ain't clean, what the hell are we doing here? If your Mr. Squeaky guy ain't clean, what are we doing? So this was 2017. It's 2024. And now you want to do this?
And I would just ask them, to hear both sides of the story and to not do what we always do and find excuses to try to make the rapist the victim.
Some strong allegations. I reached out to both the lawyer for the accuser and Prescott's lawyer for further comment, and we have not heard back from each of them.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you have people trying to tell a case. Well, Dak Prescott's brother just loves to tear into the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, for real.
Dak Prescott's brother, Tad, took to Twitter and said this. So if it wasn't clear already, it is now. The Eagles have the best front office in the NFL.
This dude loves to tear into the Dallas Cowboys. And it's weird because you got Booger McFarland, you got everybody that's normally there, and they talking about this. And you look at the lack of free agency, right? And they saying, man, is this a concern? Well, it's a concern when you got to pay the quarterback. Since 1996 to 2023, the Cowboys are like 5-13 in the postseason. The last time they appeared in an NFC championship game was in 95. Right? I think they beat the Steelers. They haven't made a championship appearance since then. Okay? So let's get that in perspective. In 1996, they lost to the Carolina Panthers with Collins as the quarterback. Alcoholic Collins. You got Kerry Collins as the quarterback. You got picks being thrown all over the field, right? All right, it was field goal city. The Carolina Panthers just kept kicking field goals. Well, Aikman was done. He had threw about 6-7 picks, it seemed like. Panthers kept kicking field goals. And what's his name? Eggman. I think Eggman was the quarterback by then. And Eggman threw picks, and Emmitt Smith, that whole Cowboy era, that was over. So they didn't come back to 98, where they played the Arizona Cardinals. In the playoffs, the Arizona Cardinals. Right? Emmitt Smith was getting wrapped up. Cowboys was getting beat on. They couldn't stop the run. This is 98. It was the sloppiest game I probably have ever seen in playoff history. The Dallas Cowboys look ridiculous. Michael Irvin was complaining. Playmaker was mad. They were down 20-0 in the fourth quarter. Then they made it 20-7 for a shellacking. Right. You let Jake Plummer come and whoop you. Then they made it in 99 to the playoffs against the Minnesota Vikings. Deion Sanders muffed punt. Yep. And you let Jeff George and the Minnesota Vikings walk in and put y'all out y'all misery. As y'all lost to Randy Moss, the Freak. So the Freak put the boys out the playoffs. That was in 99. Oh, yeah. They got Chris Carter. You got Randy Moss. You had Robert Smith. They was a weapon. The Minnesota Vikings was a weapon. Aikman was done. He was throwing picks all over the field. They were completely out. They had Randall Cunningham in there. They brought in Jeff George for a couple of plays. The Cowboys didn't come back to 2003. So from 99, 4 seasons, they did not make the playoffs. They come back to the playoffs for the last time in 4 years. Who did they play? They played the Carolina Panthers again. Who does what? With Mr. Steve Smith? Put them out the playoffs. The Carolina Panthers. $29-10. Then they come back 3 years later, 2006. And who do they play? Seattle with Matt Hasselbeck. They play the Seahawks. Hasselbeck is in there getting off on them. They kept getting beat by the same play over and over. Well, it was the birth of the Tony Romo Witten connection. Oh, the Martin Grammatica field goal with Tony Romo. That was unbelievable. He didn't get the first down. 21. I'll never forget this game. 21-20. Dallas is losing by 1 with 1 minute and 19 seconds to go in the game. Dallas is finna kick a field goal that's like a chip shot. They're at the 19-yard line. 19-yard field goal. Grammatica gets it. The snap is fumbled on the hike. You only need a half a yard to get the first down. So not only did they miss the kick, they blow the chance to even get the kickoff because the snap is bad. Romo said, okay, I can get up and make the play happen. I can get the first down. They could still do that here on a busted play. So the snap is messed up. He was like, I remember that game. The snap is messed up. Here he comes. All Romo has to do is get a half a yard, or he could score. He is so slow. If he just turn up right here and just go straight, he would make it. He's trying to take the long route, and He only needs to get a half a yard. He gets caught from behind and turn over the ball. That was just terrible football execution down the stretch. He was so slow, he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. So they get the ball back with 2 seconds to go. He's looking for a Hail Mary. He throws it all the way down the field. Everybody knocks it down. Seattle wins. They're out. But they're on their way. We got Romo. So the next year they come back. They play in NYG. Amari Toomer gets a touchdown on a blown tackle. That kicks it off. Right? We're all into 27 now, 2007. You got DeMarcus everywhere. Right? And then they got Jacobs, the running back, just running all over Dallas. It's going back and forth. 20-17. NYG, 21-17. Romo rolls, does a pitch play to Witten. All kind of things are kicking off, right? Game going back and forth. It's the fourth quarter. Tony Romo is screwing up. It's 4th and 11 with 15 seconds to go in the game. This is it. They own the 30-yard line. The Dallas Cowboys. Romo goes back to pass. He has all the time. He looks at the middle of the field. He has a guy wide open, but he throws a pick, trying to force the ball into 3 people guarded. When he had a wide receiver wide open on Webster, he didn't even look that way. And that wide receiver was Terrell Owens. And Romo throws the game away. And the Cowboys are eliminated, 21-17. 2007. Jerry's disgusted, as he should be. That was awful. So now they don't even make the playoffs in 2008. So here we go, 2009. They back with Romo. They play the who? Minnesota Vikings. So they come out strong against the Vikings and miss field goals. Brett Favre is the quarterback. Favre is chucking it up. Balls are being caught. Touchdowns are being scored. The Vikings are rolling. Favre is in there. Oh, dipping it off. Favre was killing them. They had Rice. They had everything. That should have been the champions that year. The defense was fierce. The Cowboys didn't have a shot in hell. The Williams boys was there. You had Allen out there. It was crazy during that time. We haven't even gotten to the Dak Prescott years. This is just the failure of the Dallas Cowboys organization since 1996. They mess around. They throw a pick to the Vikings. They was just getting beat all the way around the board. They couldn't even score the football. That's how bad it was. Rice had about 3 touchdowns on the Cowboys. It was just brutal. Tony Romo, once again, just trying to chuck it to Witten and couldn't get anything going. Oh, yeah. Dallas Austin was there. Favre had about 5 touchdowns in the game. He was just laying people out. It was just nuts. 34-3. They didn't even score. The Dallas Cowboys never scored a touchdown. Favre annihilated them. Then they don't make it back to the playoffs to 2014. Another gap. And they playing Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. And we all gonna remember this. In Green Bay, Cowboys is up 14-7. They fumble the ball. Packers get the ball back. They go down there, they kick a field goal. Now it's 14-13. Cowboys score a touchdown. It's 21-13. They give up a touchdown pass on one of the most bizarre plays that should have been a screenplay, caught and stopped. Aaron Rodgers slips out, makes a touchdown throw again in the fourth quarter. Now it's 26-21 Green Bay. Troy Aikman gets the ball. He throws it up. Dez Bryant makes the catch. He comes down, or does he catch the ball? And here it is, the Dez Bryant catch. Cowboy fans are still crying about this catch to this day. That saved the game. It was the Dez Bryant play. Dez Bryant goes up, catches the ball, hits the ground. Should have been a catch, but the ball looked like it was out of his possession, but he catches it there. If not a touchdown, he's down at the 1. To call this incomplete was a terrible call. But since he came down and the ball hits the ground, today, this would be a catch. But there was 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. If the Cowboys score, let's say they score a touchdown, they're only up 2 points. They're up 28 to 26, and they hadn't stopped Green Bay all night, and it's 4 minutes to go in the game. Once again, Green Bay goes down the field. With the 4 minutes, they get the ball back. They're up 26-21. They're already back in field goal range. So I keep telling Cowboys fans the Dez Bryant catch wasn't like with 10 seconds to go in the game. But you can't tell them nothing. They Green Bay fans. They Dallas fans. But Green Bay, they went right down the field, and they just took a knee. They were already down the field, and they didn't even have to. They ended up running out the entire clock because they couldn't score. The Cowboys just could not score. They couldn't stop a cold. Then in 2016, they come back, they play Green Bay again. And what happens? Rodgers comes into Dallas this time. Now that was the problem before. They was in Green Bay. Now they got the game at home. So now it's 14-3 Green Bay. Then next thing you know, it's 21-3 Green Bay. Dallas scores a touchdown. They come right back with Bubba Franks and Cooks. It's 28-13. Oh, and then there's an interception thrown on a shuffle pass. Cowboys tied it at 28. Then a 56-yard field goal is hit. Dallas goes for 1, and they hit it at 52 yards. It's 31-31. 30 seconds to go in the game, right? We're going to overtime. Nope, a tight end named Montgomery gets the ball, runs out of bounds. No Cowboy stops him. Rodgers looking for a play. It's 7 seconds to go. He throws it, and the guy does a Michael Jackson catch near the sidelines. Cook. He catches the ball, slides out, and then it's a 51-yarder with 3 seconds to go. And it creeps in good, and the Cowboy season is over. Mason Crossbar hits it, 34-31, no overtime. The boys are eliminated. 2018, the boys are back. You got the Rams. Surely they could beat the Rams. This isn't the greatest show on turf, Rams. We're like, what is this? Todd Gurley and the Rams? Clearly they can win this. They get mugged, they get beat up, they get stopped. They're being physically annihilated by the Rams. I mean, physically annihilated. It's 30-22. The beat just kept going on and on. Then it started getting to a case to where the problems just kept getting worse and worse. And this is when this new young coach comes in and beats the Cowboys 30-22. Right? 2021, the 49ers. Here comes Debo. Debo comes in, starts running all over you guys. Debo gets a first down. '49ers are up 23-17. They go for it on 4th and inches, and they get the first down with 40 seconds to go. There was a flag on the play. Jimmy Garoppolo, they call false start to back him up. So now the Cowboys can have a shot and get the ball back. So with 14 seconds to go, Dak Prescott has the ball. This is it. Dak goes for the run. Takes a slide. 7 seconds. He's at the 20-yard line. The referee bumps him. He has to set the ball. They don't get the ball off. They don't get a shot off. And that's the end of the game. The 49ers. And they was like, we got 1 second to go on the clock. Nope, game's over. And the whole blotched bad luck of the Cowboys, the whole season is over as they cry that this wasn't the end of the game. The NFL said, yes, this was the end of the game. The referee the umpire has to place the ball. The center is not to touch it. The ref has to touch it. And this is why Dak Prescott should not have ran the football. He should have slid. So here's the rematch. 2022. They're back. 49ers. Cowboys. Dak throws a wild-ass pick to the Cowboys. To the 49ers to start the game. And then next thing you know, there's a field goal. So it's 6-3. Everybody's rolling. Block field goal. 49ers gets it. They kick it. It's 6-6. Game looking like it's going to be something great. Right? Then there's an interception thrown by Dak. CeeDee Lamb. Sound familiar, right? 49ers kick a field goal, 50-yarder. It's 9-6 at the half. Then it's 9-9, and the 49ers run with who? Christian McCaffrey. Oh, the newly added Christian McCaffrey's on the team. So now it's 19-12. Cowboys got it. There it is. 4th and 5. They run a little dip play that gets them nowhere. And the Cowboys could only muster 12 points. And they're eliminated. with Zeke Elliott in there running the most goofiest play they have ever seen in football history. 2023, just this season here, last year, right? Playoffs against who? The Green Bay Packers. Dallas is a heavy favorite going against basically a quarterback in his first year starting. Dak throws what? A pick. They're down 7-0. Alexander was ruled down by contact. It didn't matter. They got the touchdown anyway. It's 14-0 now. Surely this is going to stop. Rookie quarterback throws the ball up. Rookie quarterback gets another touchdown. It's 20-0. Then there's a pick six. 2 minutes to go before the half. And now it is 28-0. Green Bay. Now it's 28-10. So they come back and Jones runs another touchdown. It's 34-16. Packers go for a long play action play, which leads to a touchdown. It is now 41-16. Now they go play action again, another touchdown as they let a rookie quarterback put up 48 points. It's 48-32 as Dak is trying to lead the team back. Ball's knocked out of bounds. They lose 48-32. You give up 48 points, dog. 48. And this is last season. And you have done nothing to improve your team. So when you blame Dak Prescott for this game, blame a couple of things. We've just went down the entire failure of what is the Dallas Cowboys since 1996. All of it. So there is no more excuses. Stephen Jones should be fired. If not, move him to some other role. He's not a general manager. He's not a guy that can run the football team. He's daddy's son. That's all he is. And that's why the team is going down. Well, when you have the Eagles beating you in the front office, you saying the Cowboys are going to exploit this to basically force Dak Prescott to take a team-friendly deal. My thing is, view the Cowboys, you might as well deal Dak. You're not going anywhere this year. You're not. To the playoffs? Okay, you win 12 games this year and you get put out in the first round again. How that going to make the Cowboy fans feel? How would they feel knowing that? It's insulting. The Cowboys want Tyron Smith. That's who they want. Yes, the Tigers. They want Tyron Smith in the free agency. That's who they're targeting. Okay. Well, who you gonna get for a running back? I mean, I understand not paying $8 million for Pollard. He got a 3-year deal with Tennessee. He's cool with that. But not paying $8 million to him, that saves you in the cap. But how do you get better for next year? Well, Devin White is one of the greatest players at that position, but durability has been his concern. He was a guy that was playing injured, and it was hurting his numbers because a lot of his game is speed and speed and technique and all of these different things that's transpiring. hmm Well, you have teams and personnels and people who execute to perfection and those who don't. You have your whole team with Dak Prescott looking like, okay, they set him up because they want him to take this deal. Dak ain't finna go down. Dak gonna want not half, not some, but all his money. Now, if he tests the market and he don't see 60 million and they don't see 60 million with him, they're forced. They're forced to make a decision. Yeah, well, I don't see it that way. I just see that they're doomed. They're doomed for failure. That's just what it is. They're doomed for failure. So it is what it is, man. Anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna holler at y'all a little later, try to fix what's going on here. It's been a rough week. So let me go ahead and try to do that. I'm gonna holler at you.